Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. So today, first off, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. It is now officially 2021, so I want to wish every one of you a Happy New Year. I also want to wish that in the spirit of New Year's, of making New Year's resolutions, I would like to ask you to make a New Year's resolution and like this video and subscribe to my channel. It'd really help me out. It really helped me get off to a good start in 2021, trying to grow the channel, so I'd really appreciate it if you could do that. So, about a week or two ago, I posted a video about how polls had the Republicans leading in the Senate race in Georgia. This is very, very important. We are now just 5 days away from the Senate races that will be happening on January 5th on Tuesday. And a poll from Trafalgar Group, which is a Republican leaning pollster group, now has the Democratic candidates in Georgia leading. Now, this is important because, as I mentioned, political biased polls who do the polling on behalf of a certain party or candidate, while they may not always be the most reliable, I think there's still some important information in them because they could be very, very valid in potential things they are seeing. For instance, if a Republican poll shows the Democrats winning, that's usually not too good for the Republicans. And if a Democratic poll shows the Republicans winning, that's not too good for the Democrats. Which is why I think this poll especially has merit. I think it does anyway, but it has merit in this case. It shows the Democrats leading over the Republican candidates. Now, this poll was conducted over a 4-day period between December 23rd and December 27th. They got over 1,000 people, so they have 1,022 people, and whenever I go over polls, I like the polls to have as many people as possible, because I feel like the more people you get to answer the poll, a more likely, more accurate response rate you're going to get. And the margin of error is typically lower. Like the margin of error is 2.99%, pretty much exactly 3%, which is right in that ballpark that I like to see. Confidence is 95% in this, so that's very good that the more people, the more confidence rate. And the response distribution is 50% as well. So in the runoff election, what do we know? We know that John Ossoff is 48.6% solid for him. And we know David Perdue is 46.4% solid for him. This is a change from last time around. Last time around, we saw David Perdue had more support, both strong and leaning, than John Ossoff did. So in the last few weeks or so, John Ossoff's popularity has risen up a lot, and David Perdue's has either remained constant or gone down a little bit. But nonetheless, counting in leaning Ossoff votes, if these numbers are correct, John Ossoff would get 50.4%, David Perdue would get 47.7%, and 1.9% would be undecided. Now, of course, these are just polls. We won't know what actually happens until the votes start getting counted on Election Day. But it's very, very important to recognize this. If these polling numbers are correct, this very well means the Democrats are in a very, very good shot and very, very good standing to win these 2 Senate seats in Georgia. Now, if this were to happen and these are correct, there will be a lot of kind of political infighting among Republicans probably of what went wrong. Excuse me, in these seats. I know Joe Biden won, but this is still Georgia. This is not a blue state yet, and it is very much a close competitive state. But Republicans should be able to win a special election 2 Senate seats, and if Republicans lose here, there's going to be a lot of reflection on how did the Republicans blow it in these races. So that is the John Ossoff versus David Perdue Senate race. And now we have the Raphael Warnock versus Kelly Loeffler Senate race, which is actually flipped on what it usually was. For the longest time, the David Perdue versus John Ossoff race seemed like the easier race that David Perdue was going to win, and Raphael Warnock seemed to be getting more support than John Ossoff did. Now it's flipped where Raphael Warnock has 47.1% solid behind him, and Kelly Loeffler is 46.8% solid behind her. That's only a 0.3% difference. However, where the ground's made up is Warnock has 2.5% support leaning for him, whereas Loeffler has 2% leaning for her. Once this is all added up, Warnock gets 49.6% to 48.8% for Loeffler. This gives Loeffler is trailing Warnock by 0.8%. Warnock has a 0.8% lead, technically under 50% threshold. So in this poll, Kelly Loeffler is technically losing, but she has ground to make up. In the John Ossoff David Perdue poll, if the numbers stay the way they are, John Ossoff wins. David Perdue needs to get Ossoff under 50%, so he has room to make up that ground. Right now, both Republicans, according to this poll, are losing. So they're running out of time to gain the support back, and they're going to need to make it up fast if they want to realistically have a shot at holding these 2 Senate seats. And lastly, I just want to show the age participation of this. Majority of people who answer this are 45 to 64, 65 plus, and then we have near 10. We have 10% or more in every category except 18 to 25-year-olds with 9.5%, which does seem right. Maybe a little higher for special election standards, so that could benefit the Democrats come election day. Ethnicity: 60% of the poll is white, 34.7% black, Hispanic 2.8%, Asian 2.1%. Gender participation: we have 44.4% male to 55.6% female, which makes sense. Females are especially trending more towards the Democratic side and Democratic direction, so it makes sense the Democrats will be leading in a majority women poll by at least 10 points. So bottom line, I don't know what's going to happen on election day. I expect it to be very, very close, but if this poll is correct, the 2 Democratic candidates are now leading the Senate seats out of the state of Georgia. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, 2021, new year, New Year's resolution. Hit subscribe to my channel and like this video. It would really help me out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.